May is a lighter month for big game releases, but there are still some promising titles to be on the lookout for. A reimagining of a decade-old game, another Soul-style game, and more. Let's get right into this with the top 10 best games coming in May 2017. Number 10, Get Even. Get Even is being developed by Polish studio Farm51, who worked on some lower-key titles such as Necrovision and Painkiller, and their latest game, Get Even, is a first-person thriller. It's very atmospheric, and the game has potential to be one of the sleeper hits of the year. The game visually looks nice, and it seems to run very well as well. Hopefully this turns out to be something good when it releases on May 26th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
It's other than the one you're given.
But I've had enough now. I don't trust him.
He's a hammer.
I don't trust his games.
The perfect tool.
As long as you use him for the right job.
I don't trust any of it.
Party! The party! He's on his way! He's on his way! Gone because of you! We'll all be gone soon!
And I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna get out of it.
We're from such opposite worlds,
He and I. That's why
Number 9, Star Trek Bridge Crew. VR has had a very light stream of releases, but next month comes one of the more anticipated titles in Star Trek Bridge Crew. It's an action-adventure title that takes place in an alternate reality that sees Starfleet ships searching for a new homeworld for the Vulcans after the destruction of their planet. Will this game be outstanding? Probably not, but anything on VR is really needed. It's coming to PS4 and PC.
Yeah, so Star Trek Bridge Crew is just that. It's a game set in the Star Trek universe about being on the bridge with your crew of friends and really becoming a Federation officer and using VR technology to actually feel like, wow, I'm really on the bridge and hey, there you are, and you can wave at each other and it's all hand tracking.
And it's cool because there's a bunch of different roles on the bridge, like in a Star Trek episode. Let's go through these roles just to give people an idea of what kind of things they'll be doing. Let's start with the helmsman, because that one seems to me like kind of a very accessible one.
Right, so helm is, flying the ship, local travel, impulse travel, which is fast travel between or within a solar system, and then of course the famous warp travel.
Number 8, Strafe. Strafe is a new first-person shooter being developed by Pixel Titans and published by Devolver Digital. The game is seen as a homage to old-school FPS titles such as Doom and Quake. It's got a great pixel art style with fast-paced gameplay. If you didn't play old FPSs, maybe you won't get the charm, but regardless, this one has a lot of potential. Strafe releases on May 9th for PC and PS4. Number 7, Battalion 1944, The Alpha. Battalion 1944 is a multiplayer first-person shooter that was funded with the help of a Kickstarter campaign. It's a World War II shooter and will run on the Unreal Engine 4. Visually, it looks a little basic, but that's really the last of our worries. The gameplay looks solid, and now with the big wave of FPSs from last year kind of dying down, now is a great time to see Battalion 1944. It'll be an alpha next month, and a full release will come to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 6, Farpoint. As I mentioned, VR needs some quality experiences, and Farpoint is one that really looks to be fitting that bill. It's a space adventure set on an alien planet. Technically, it's one of the best games on PSVR thus far. Visually, it looks fantastic. And it looks like this is one VR game with a good amount of depth to it. This may be a seller for PSVR. Time will tell when Farpoint releases exclusively for PS4 on May 16th.
800,000 light years from Earth.
We're in the middle of the most fascinating scientific opportunity in history.
seeing this?
It's alien. How long do you think it's been here?
A lot longer than us. Which could mean one of two things. Either whatever was on it is dead by now, or...
What?
They've had time to breed. If we don't get out of here, it doesn't matter how interesting this...
Number 5, RiME. RiME is a game that has gone through a ton of developmental turmoil, but its release is finally almost here. A lot of resemblance have been drawn to other games such as the titles from Team Ico, Journey, and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Those are some big shoes to fill, but RiME does have a lot of potential. The game revolves around a child who needs to escape an island, and by solving puzzles, you'll get closer to that goal. RiME releases on May 26 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and a Switch release is slated for the future. Number 4, The Surge. The Surge is the latest game from Deck 13, not the most well-known studio in the world, but those are the guys responsible for the Souls-like game in Lords of the Fallen. That game was good, albeit with its faults. Now they're bringing out The Surge, a similar style game in a very interesting science fiction world. It takes place in a dystopian future where mankind exhausted the world's resources, leading to strained social services and environmental diseases. It's a grim portrait of a realistic future. The Surge releases on May 16th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Body part. A weapon arm one more time. So you can see this plays much more differently from the staff. It's hard, it has big combos, but it's quite a bit slower. It also has different finishing move sequences, all the different weapons.
Number 3, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. Fire Emblem has been one of the great franchises on the 3DS. Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates were both tremendous RPGs, and now we have another game just a year after the release of Fates. Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, a full remake of the 1992 title Fire Emblem Gaiden. Gaiden is considered by many to be the black sheep of the series and never even received a release stateside. Still, it'll be exciting to see the game for the first time stateside on May 19th for the 3DS. Number 2, Injustice 2. Injustice 2 is the follow-up to the great Injustice Gods Among Us and is once again being developed by NetherRealm. The core mechanics of the game will remain similar with minor adjustments such as the gear system, a loot dropping system that rewards players with various pieces and equipment, something that's been done in games a lot recently, think something like CSGO. There's a large roster of characters and more will be introduced through DLC comprising of returning characters and brand new ones, of course. Injustice 2 releases on May 16th for PS4 and Xbox One.
No more Justice League! Today, the world welcomes its new masters. The Society!
That's a lot more than a few Society members. It's all of them.
Today, we show the world that we are superior. Today, we bring anyone who would dare stand against us to their knees. You've overstayed your welcome.
Number 1, Prey. Prey is finally back, and the new Prey title is a reimagining of the original 2006 title that was expected to see a sequel but eventually was cancelled. Possibly the most interesting thing about the new game is the fact that it's being developed by Arcane Studios, the guys that made the terrific Dishonored games. Prey is a first-person action-adventure title with RPG elements and a very strong narrative, and that's important because there will be no multiplayer mode. It's single-player only, but it'll have multiple endings that fall under 2 narrative structures depending on how you interact with the world. Considering Arcane's terrific track record, Prey can turn out to be something excellent. It releases on PC, PS4, and Xbox One on May 5th. So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 games coming in May. What do you think? What games are you the most excited for next month? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.